Good morning. How are you? I am doing my reading to you this morning. It's from The Golden Present, Daily Inspirational Readings by Sri Swami Satchidananda. And I'm here at home. My cat is asleep. Maybe she'll wake up, but for now, it's just me, February 10th, for the reading. And the heading is Not Every Hole Has a Snake. We have to correct our vision. It's not only the eye that sees, but the eye sees also. Sit in meditation and think, am I seeing things in people without any prejudice, or do I project my image? We see not just the person, but our own prefixed notions. It's a very natural thing, and it's very hard to escape from that. When that happens, you have to question yourself, why am I seeing that person this way? A country proverb says, not every hole has a snake. You may happen to see a snake going into a hole. Fine. Remember that all holes are not free from snakes. But don't look for snakes in every hole you come across. See each one individually. Wow. Well, that resonates in a lot of different ways for me today. Basically about making assumptions. And because we think we see one doing something or doing it this way, we're going to assume that all. We see one type of person do something, we're going to assume, well, that's what all of those people do. And we can get in a lot of trouble. I feel like when that happens, when I know I've done that, I'm trying to simplify my own mind and my own perception of something by making a generalization, because it makes me feel like I'm in control and I know what's going on and I can explain everything if I can make sense by generalizing. But by doing that, it's not taking into account the individuality, the humanity, the the unknown, and the purity of a situation. Just assuming that, it goes, if this happens, then this happens every single time. That's only when it's a focused scientific experiment can we make that kind of a call. And even then, it's still only that many subjects that you've used. So I it's funny this is coming to mind, but I remember when I was dancing and I had an injury and I filed a workers' comp case, and they wanted to file it a certain way, and then they also didn't want to approve acupuncture appointments because, as well, in the book here it says that that's not a viable healing modality for your symptoms, for your back injury, so we don't approve it. And I said, but I've already gone to get acupuncture treatments and they have been benefiting me, so that's the route I'd like to go. And they said, no, we can, in the book here it says that we can approve surgery, and so if you'd like, you can talk with your doctor about that. And I said, but I don't want to do surgery. I want to do this modality that's working for me, for my body. So they didn't want to, and I ended up writing letters and appealing my case and explaining my situation, and I spoke about myself as an individual rather than following what they're following in a book. And eventually they sided with me, and I was recognized for what I was wanting to do. So it takes that effort, to wait for the system to want to change itself is going to take a long time. And I think the only way it does change itself is by making those, taking that effort to be heard, and for them to recognize that their generalization, their assumptions only go so far, or only were able to go so far, and they'll stay that way until something else rises, right? or someone else rises. Something else I thought of was a conversation I had at dinner with some people last night, and this was about, you know, when we're seeing, hang on a second. I guess it's just correct our vision. Why are we seeing things the way that we're seeing? And we were talking about Lady Gaga's performance with the Super Bowl, and how some people were commenting that she looked like she had a belly. And it just was frustrating to hear that that was the commentary after this incredible performance that she gave, which it didn't look like it was lip synced. It was, I don't know. I didn't hear anything about that, but I didn't watch it that closely. But just from what I saw, it was very impressive, even if it was lip synced. I mean, to go through a whole number that way, to fly in and still do choreography, and it was amazing. But to focus on, it looked like she had a little belly, just brought to my attention that our minds are basically brainwashed to see people and humans as very specific and very narrow kind of viewpoint about what we think is allowable, especially for people who are famous and people who are we hold in high regard. That there is this expectation, and I think she has a beautiful body. And to notice some part that you think is just a little bit, not quite, is that just a reflection of ourselves that we're looking at? That something we're not happy about in ourselves by seeing perfection or proposed expectation or expected perfection? Does that make us feel better in some way that we can see something that way? Maybe it does because it motivates us. Maybe we hold that high regard because we want to believe that somebody can do it. But is it the other side of it? Is there something about ourselves that we're struggling with and we're not finding acceptance around? And so we choose to make that kind of projection out in the world and make statements about others that make us feel better. When we can pick on someone else, we can find the negative, then in times it can make us feel better. And is that really, in the end, going to bring us towards a peaceful way of being in the world, or does it just, kind of create this negative whirlwind of energy that just keeps moving into different realms of our culture, of our minds, and just stays there, Or can we actually do something that shifts the way that we do this, that kind of knee-jerk reaction to things? Can we shift the way that happens and start to create a different whirlwind of energy that actually raises all of our spirits and helps us all feel connected and helps us feel that love within ourselves, so we can share that with others? We can feel that come from others. And what would it look like, if we were to start to be able to do more of that? What would it look like in one day if we were to notice those knee-jerk reactions to things and could, at the very least, just have awareness of it, and then start to accept that there might be something in there for yourself, for myself, to look at and to recognize there's a different way to do this that can create more peace in me. And that's by accepting that there's something in me that's projecting outwards. So think about that for your day. I'm going to do the same, and see each one individually. All right, thanks for listening in. I'm heading to a networking conference. That's why I put on a nice shirt, and or it's a networking meeting, and I'm going to think about this and not make assumptions when I'm there. And all right, enjoy your day. Bye.